Okay, welcome back to the Good, the Bad and the Ugly Show YouTube channel. And today we're talking about Street Trash. That's right, Street Trash is actually one of my favourite films of all time, believe it or not. It's such a great movie. Let's get into the reason why. I first became aware of Street Trash when me and my cousin entered a tiny little video stall sometime in the mid-90s in Exeter. It was in St George's Market, which is no longer there, an old trading place full of dusty old stalls, which were brilliant. We had a music stall, there was a big sweet stall, and in the corner, in the dark, deep corner, there was a video stall. They had stuff like Blackadder and Fawlty Towers and all the kinds of things you try and find on video back at the time, but they also had a huge horror section in the corner, where they had lots of interesting titles, Critters, Evil Dead, that kind of thing. You can go on and on Friday the 13th, Halloween films, that sort of thing. And this film wasn't on that shelf. This guy kept a shelf in the corner of his stall which had videos marked up for 50p each, which, was still pretty cheap back then. These were all scuzzy titles, these old videos which had some of them were probably broken, they might not play, there was no guarantee. They were dirty, they had coffee rings on them and stuff. Also, they were titles that were so obscure, I don't think he really knew where to categorize them or what to do with them. So, there were 3 videos on that stall that were on that shelf that we bought that day. Street Trash was one of them. Another one, believe it or not, was Army of Darkness, which sounds strange now because these films are massively popular again. There's just been a TV show which was brilliant, starring Bruce Campbell again. The remake, I didn't really like it, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, the films have all been released on Blu-ray now, and they sell for good money, and people love Evil Dead and Army of Darkness and all that stuff again. But this time in the mid-90s, the film had kind of come and gone, and people had sort of lost interest, I guess, because you couldn't buy it in HMV. It was deleted by that point. You couldn't get it in MVC or the R Price, all the other video stores you might find, video or music shops you might find them in. It's just a really rare thing to find. So it was in the market for 50p on this store, and this was the cover, I believe. Luckily, it was re-released in 1997 and also containing the alternative ending, which, is pretty cool because no one had seen that since it had been shown in the theatres because it was released on video with the ending that they wanted. They had pressure by the studio to release it with the ending where he goes back to the shop and kills the demons and it all kind of ends happily. The original ending, of course, as we know, well, no spoilers, was something very different. So yeah, it was re-released in 1997 by 4Front in England, and all 3 were re-released. They were kind of remastered slightly, and from then it went on to DVD and now Blu-ray and all that stuff. But I still remember a time when it was a pretty obscure film to find. Well, in Exeter anyway. And the third film we picked up that day was The Stuff. I'd never heard of this film. It's about a yogurt that kind of consumes you, and it's like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers thing. Everyone kind of gets sort of turned into something by it. The kid kind of saves the day, has to bring the army in. It's a really good film. It's like a kind of comedy, kind of, what's the word? It's got a message, it's got a kind of an agenda. It's very good. Definitely a film worth checking out. But let's get back to Street Trash. Street Trash is a wildly ridiculous film from 1987, I believe. An American film about a dumping ground, an old car lot. A guy big, huge, obese guy who runs a car lot. He's not a very nice guy. A bunch of tramps live there, and they built these little houses out of cars. Meanwhile, there's I'll try to give a quick synopsis. It's a hard film to explain, really. There's a corner store, kind of liquor store. A guy finds a crate of this booze called Tenafly Viper in the basement. He brings it up and he marks it up for $1 because it's all gone out of date. The tramps come in and buy it, and it makes people melt. So, they start spewing up stuff, they melt, they explode. One guy, sits in a toilet in an old abandoned sort of smashed up house and melts into the toilet, which brings us on to, the best bit of the film, possibly. Yeah, you see that? I mean, what more could you ask for? It's a melt movie. It's an 80s melt splatter movie about tramps and a psychopath who's come back from Vietnam. He's really angry. He's out to get everyone. And what can you say? I just remember it made a huge impression on me as a kid. Watching it on VHS, though, absolutely great. This DVD, this is a Arrow DVD. It comes with a load of extra features, including a big making of documentary, which I definitely recommend because that's just great. And also, if you really want to get into it, you can buy the soundtrack. Now, I don't know where I got this from, somewhere online probably. But yeah, now, what's his name? The guy who did this, Rick Elphick. There we go. He's the guy who made the music. Now, it's not an album you can stick on and enjoy, really. It's weird, ridiculous music from the film. A lot of it is like horrible noises and stuff. It's not, it's not a feel-good, easy-going album you put on and relax and have your family around and you sit and listen to and chill out to. No, it's horrible, but that's why I like it. But there is one really good song on this. We Do Things My Way, it's called. And that's just great. That is the gangster character from the film. That's him singing. It's a kind of like Sinatra type kind of swing song. But a swing song about, kiss my prick and it's melting down the stairs. That's a line from the film. Kind of swing song about a horrible guy who's melting at the end of it, which is great. Just what you need. So some great artwork on that one as well. They made a little tiny film. If you look on YouTube, you can still find it. There's an original 16mm film called Street Trash, which was the experimental version of it. That goes on for about 20 minutes. That's really good as well. It's basically the film condensed to like a 20-minute section. But yeah, check the film out. It's so damn good. I'm not going to do a whole review on the plot and everything, go too deep into it, because I think it's a film people should watch. So this is really a video just me recommending. Watch Street Trash and enjoy it. It will probably become your favourite film of all time, because why not? So there we go. Not much more I can say about it really. This is just a quickie review. I wanted to mention Street Trash because I love it. We'll be doing a few more videos like this. We'll talk about bands we love and albums we love and films we love. I just thought I'd get Street Trash in there anyway. So this is the Good, the Bad and the Ugly show. We do a radio show on Phonic FM 106.8 that plays through Exeter and other parts of Devon. You can reach it in Exmouth as well, neighbouring seaside town. Also, I think we're going over to DAB Digital now, so I think you can find us on DAB, or you can go online, www.phonic.fm. You can find us online anywhere in the world and listen. So if you're watching in America, you can just go online and look for Phonic FM and you'll find us and you can listen to us. It's great. Also go on to Mixcloud and we're on there as well. But you can also find us on Facebook. You go onto Facebook and look for The Good, the Bad and the Ugly show. You'll find our page. You can find the Mixcloud links and stuff there as well. I might try and pop one into the description on this video, just so you got it. So there we go. So please hit the subscribe button. That will help us out greatly. Or if you don't want to, don't do it. Alternatively, you could just like the video or not. No pressure. So this is The Good, the Bad and the Ugly show. Signing out.